I'm making this video particularly for African Americans and people of African descent. And the reason I'm making this video is that Africa seems to be this God-forsaken place that nobody wants to connect to. I'm going to come from the financial angle when it comes to Africa, because whether you like it or not, there is a scramble for Africa. And I want you to understand in layman terms what that means and what that is doing. Recently, I had some trolls come and write on my page that they are not going to help me come and build Africa. And I realized that some people are very, very clueless as to what is going. When Africans in the diaspora encourage African Americans to start looking towards the continent, you sometimes get this resistance and, bad mouth and bad kicks and bad talk and all that. So I'm here for peace. The point of Afritude movement is to educate and bridge the gap that is between us. You see, my main problem is by the time we open our eyes, Africa will be run by people that don't look like us. And it's already happening. And the question is, who are we going to serve? Are we going to serve the same people that have been oppressing us? So stay tuned for this video. I'm going to highlight 4 companies in Africa that I know of. I'm going to highlight their revenue. The first company I'll highlight is Papay, which is a fast food joint in Ghana, Accra. And I remember this fast food joint came up in the 90s. It's kind of like KFC, but has some local food like fried rice and stuff like that. And they sell about 5,000 plates a day. Mind you, in Ghana, people are not as transparent with their books, but this is what I could dig out and this is what I could find. Papaya makes a revenue about $8 million a year. Mind you, $8 million to live like someone who makes $8 million in Ghana, you have to make almost 10 times that in America to live like that person. But his net worth is about $150 million. Guess who is behind it? It's owned by the Kalmouni family, and they might probably be from Saudi Arabia. They are not African and they are not of African descent. No shade to them, just making a point here. On to the next. The second company that I want to talk about is called Maxmart, which can be found in Accra, Ghana. Maxmart is like a grocery store. It's gotten bigger over the years. Maxmart is owned by a Lebanese family. Gross revenue was $76 million. Yep, and they are not of African descent. They are Lebanese. You see, everybody knows Africa is good enough except for people that look like me. And I'm going to say it every day, and I'm going to come online and I'm going to talk about this until the reality sinks in. And I'm not talking about people just packing up and leaving and pack and just go your place. Because sometimes when I say this, someone comes, so why don't you live there, or why are you outside? Africa is good when you have a little bit of capital. And we have a lot of people that have the capital and they have the money, but they would rather go to high-end stores and do certain things instead of come up with projects like this in Africa. So I'm just kind of talking about these things so that your eyes open to opportunity. I'd rather serve a black man on the soil of Africa, and I'm making these videos for our children. The third company that I'm going to highlight is Melcom. Melcom started, I believe, in 1999, and it is owned by an Indian family. Their gross revenue was $350 million. Yep, just in Ghana alone. $350 million. So I hope this sinks in and lets you know that people of African descent, we need to wake up. We need to set our eyes on Africa, and we need to look at what is going on, because at this point, everybody is racing for Africa except for people that it belongs to. This message is for Afritude members. I'm not talking about people that believe they are not African even though they look like me. I'm not talking about those people. Those people, you can never ever change their mind. There's a first batch of people that will discern quickly and move in for the kill, and there's the group that will lag behind and follow. It's not everybody that's a leader. There are some people that are followers. So I'm not here for the naysayers. I'm here to just open people's eyes as to what is going on. And the reason why I always say in my videos, the reason why I highlight Ghana is because that is what I know. But everything that I say, you can apply to almost every African country, and even more. Some are even bigger than us. When you go to a place with like Nigeria with over 200 million people, you are going to get bigger numbers over there. This can be applied to every other African country of your choice. The last company that I'm going to talk about is Shoprite. I'm very suspicious of Shoprite because it says it's a South African company. But the question is, who is behind that company? He doesn't look like me. He looks more like Elon Musk. This last company, Shoprite, that I'm talking about is also like a Walmart, and they grossed about $11 billion last year. Shoprite is spread around different countries in Africa. It's not just in Ghana. They came from South Africa and they have different grocery stores in Africa. You see, the thing about Africa is that there are 1.4 billion people there. So as it develops and intra-trade is encouraged, imagine that you have a store and you are selling a product and you have access to sell to multiple countries on the continent by a DHL. Just imagine. But don't wait too long to go get your land. Don't wait too long to at least go visit. Don't wait too long for that, because as you can see, everybody is owning everything. Everybody feels like Africa is good enough except for children of the soil. So this is the Afritude movement, where my heart is for people of African descent. We have to fight until our last breath. The way to do that is to bring information and knowledge and educate people. The whole point is one day we have to get out of this cycle of disrespect. And this is what pushed me and what motivated me to start the Afritude movement. So if you are here, this is the Afritude movement, where we bring what done in the dark to light, where we fight for people that are of African descent. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.